Hey, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man dropped on Disney Plus a week ago. Caught the first two episodes then, gave a little short review. They dropped three more episodes this week, 3, 4, and 5, and I'm still loving the show. I know it's getting a lot of hate still because of its art, but I fucking love it. Um, First and foremost, before we get into the episodes themselves, what I'm digging about the art is that it's really pulling the tugs and on some of that classic art from the original run, those Steve Ditko art drawings, but just modernizing them. Um, and the style itself is just allowing them to do a lot of fluid things. So you see a lot of homages to the MCU movies. In our episodes currently, there's a couple of throwbacks to the Amazing Spider-Man series, which is my favorite series. I've spoken about that very lively. Andrew Garfield is the best. Spider-Man and Peter Parker, I don't give a fuck what you say. He completely stole the show in No Way Home, and we all know it. And his movies were peak. They were. Like, not even in front about that. That aside, I dig it. I really dig what they're doing with the show. They're really bringing about a new modernization to it. It reminds me a lot of Beyond the Spider-Verse in that they're utilizing current music, current vibes. Did I say current vibes twice? I think I did. Don't matter. But it's fucking great. So 3 episodes dropped. The 3rd episode, dug it. Really dealt with Norman Osborn, who Peter is. Him and Spider-Man are one and the same. So you think it's gonna be some awkward moments, but it really isn't. It's Norman trying to take on that Tony mentorship, and we got a clue as to that in this episode 2 when they replaced the Tony scenario from Civil War with Norman Osborn. So here he's trying to mentor him, wants to guide him, wants to get him a suit. So more proactive than Tony was. We also get to dive into more of Lonnie Lincoln. This is my co-star serum, by the way, if you can notice. But seeing his dealing, how his life started to separate from that high school football player was and starting to go down the road of who we know he will become. Just getting mixed up in the gangs due to his little brother and just getting pulled into that life. But all in all, the tone was awesome. I really dug that episode. It was a lot of fun. Episode 4 was more again with Norman diving into trying to get him a new suit, modernize him. So they went through basically all the Slinger's outfits that Spider-Man wore during the 2000s when he was trying to find another identity. So if you know, you know. The only one they didn't use was the Ricochet identity, but they did use the other 3. And again, still more fun, still more parallels between the way Peter's life's going one and Lonnie's going another one. And it ends up with our first cameo. You know, we've got superheroes that are picking up this tech. They've all got this weird logo. Initially, I thought it was a tie with Norman, but then I really looked at it and I saw the O and the way the 4 lines were going. Really cool on the graphic designer's part, by the way. Otto Octavius, Doc Ock, who makes a cameo at the end of the episode, and we find out he is fronting the tech for all these villains. Basically what the Tinker used to do does in the comics. Episode 5 deals more with actually 4. He gets his Future Foundation suit. They're all we know from the books, so that ends up becoming his suit for now. There are little throwbacks where little Easter eggs with Peter showing Norman his actual costume that he wants. He's drawing it out. We saw him drawing it in a class, but he actually shows it to him, the classic suit. But he does end up landing on the Future Foundation suit and looks fucking fire. And those homages I was talking about with Andrew Garfield are in that suit. So episode 5 starts with where 4 ends, in that Harry now knows who Peter is and Spider-Man are one and the same. And it starts their friendship that we all know they have this best friendship in the comics and most of the cartoons. Here, Harry's a bit of a socialite and Instagram influencer, and they kick it off. They really do. Like, they hit it off and they just start clicking. So we see that starting to blossom. And again, parallel to that, we have Lonnie going down the road of Tombstone. And spoiler, the episode ends with him getting his name finally as Tombstone, as they whoop the shit out of the Scorpions, including Matt Cargan, who we finally get introduced to, as we know as the Scorpion. We've also met the Unicorn in these episodes. So a lot of little cool Easter eggs. We still have a handful of episodes to go, but I'm really digging it. I dig what they're doing with the property. It's modernized. It's really an ultimate version of Spider-Man, and I'm here for it. I don't give a fuck what you say about that. The art, it's great. It works. It is chef's kiss. You heard it. Let me know what you think down below. Appreciate you.